Good night, people. Good night, everyone. Welcome again. Welcome to another Sports Frenzy podcast. And from a city face, I know it's your host, Levon, and we're here to talk about some football, some Champions League football that took place earlier on today, and also some games that will take place tomorrow. So hopefully, I'll be joined by a few fellas soon. But for the time being, I'll be riding solo with you also. For everyone that has tuned in so far, and for those who will tune in, thanks to all of you for tuning in and hope you all have a good night together. So first up, we're going to look at Bayern Munich against Dynamo Kiev. So even before a ball was kicked today, we knew that Bayern already qualified for the Champions League. But as I said, Bayern is a team that they don't ease up, none at all. They're a team that doesn't ease up. So no matter who the opposition is, they're not going to ease up against that opposition. And today, we saw them with a strong lineup. They went out with a strong lineup, even though they're missing a lot of players. Because, COVID has hit Bayern hard. And when I say that, I mean it has hit them really hard because, all right, early on today, they start with Naya, Alfonso Davies, Lucas Hernandez, Tanga Nianzu, Benjamin Pavard, Leon Goretzka, Corentin Tolisso, Leroy Sané, Thomas Muller, Kingsley Coman, and Robert Lewandowski. On the bench, they had six players. And of those six players, two of them were goalkeepers, so they only had four outfield players on the bench. So, boy, that was an issue for them. Hope that all these players will return ASAP and hope that everything will be good with them. But Bayern has been hit hard and they missed like around eight first team players. So when you look at that, you know that they were really down. But they found a way to actually win. And once again, the man that has been unfairly treated, that he hasn't got the respect that he deserves. I'm talking about one Robert Lewandowski. This man has scored time after time after time, and people say he has been even robbed of the Ballon d'Or. And I mean, voting is over for that, but he scored a very good goal today again, and he just keeps on getting better and better. As people would say, the man is aging like fine wine. So yeah, he actually scored, and they got the win, and that is all that matters. So I see in the comment section, Chandler Ellis, welcome to the chat. As I said to you last night, I needed to comment more. I said Jason Curlo, big up yourself, fam. Say Lataya, good night, Lataya. Say Michelle, good night, and also say Sports Channel, big up. As I was saying, they got a very good victory, and it was a spectacular bicycle kick from Lewandowski. And Coleman was the one who got the second goal. And boy, it leads us to think about certain things, right? Number one, Coleman is one of those players that I think his contract is running out to the end of this season, and they wanted him to renew, but based on what he's actually trying to demand, Bayern is the type of club that is not going to give you the big bucks. So Coleman might be on his way out of Bayern come the end of the season, but who to tell what might happen? So that is a good thing for Bayern that he's performing, but it's a bad thing knowing that they have players going down left, right, and center, and there's a possibility that he may actually leave. So as I said, Dynamo Kiev, good side in their league, along with Shakhtar Donetsk. But when it comes on to Champions League, these are teams that don't normally show up. And once again, the big boy show when it matters most. And as I said, Bayern is a team that they don't use up and they won. So good going for Bayern, looking like good title favorites. And Julian Nagelsmann has them playing some good football. So let us see where they go from here. You can let me know down in the comment section what you think about Bayern and if they can actually win the Champions League come the back end of this season. Welcome to the chat, Adrian Nichols, and I also see Aaron Duck O'Connor, and I also see Janai Antonio. Big up on yourself. In the next game, where boy, a lot of people were wondering what will actually happen, what sort of lineup will this man actually come with, and how will they actually set up. I'm talking about the other early game where we saw Man United taking on Villarreal early out. And to begin with, a lot of us never knew what to expect, right? Because when you have a man like Michael Carrick, he was the assistant to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And if a man is assistant to a man, then if we are being honest, we really don't know what to expect from him because he come from the same school and all of that. And he himself said that a lot of the things that he has learned has come from Ole. And when you factor in that, and also with it in mind that the man even went as far as said that most ideas that he shared were basically the same ideas that were shared by Ole. So, from I heard that in the press conference, I was like, damn, what will this man come with? But guess what? It surprised a lot of people from the onset because first up, I think it was 2 hours or 2.5 hours before the game actually started. I saw all over Twitter that Bruno was going to be on the bench. Well, when the lineup actually got put forward, the rumors actually proved to be true because we never saw Bruno in that lineup. But where a lot of people actually cursing was that if you're going to bench Bruno and those players, we need to see man like Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the bench as well because these players have been underperforming. So that was the first thing that he did. And then after that, people never liked how the team actually started the game. And to be honest, I can't disagree. Yes, this might be his first game in charge, but I mean, there's no way on earth you're going to be playing against Villarreal and they'll have like 75% of the possession for at least close to half of the game. There's no way that make any sense. But they took the time, right? And eventually they grew into the game, and eventually afterwards you started to see little tweaks of the system, and you saw little here and there things that I was kind of impressed by. But otherwise, from that, nothing else, right? And for me personally, I don't care what Carrick does in these games. I want to see the back of Carrick ASAP. I don't want Carrick get the job full time. And the longer he stays in this job, the more displeased I'll become as a United fan. So I want Carrick out ASAP. Chris, welcome to the panel, man. Well good.
Oh, go on. Good night. Good night. Good night to the viewers.
All right, so just now I touched on the Bayern a little bit, and I was saying that Bayern looks good. They missed a lot of players, but they still found a way to actually get the win. You want to touch on it a little before I move back to United?
Yeah, obviously Bayern know that they're in the driver's seat, qualified for the round of 16. So the energy and all of that is not really there in terms of players trying to really impress. Even though they're coming after a loss from the weekend, obviously they don't want that to become regular. So they would still want to win this game, but I guess they know that they would have won this group already, and they're just basically keeping their winning record intact.
True. And touch on the United game a little. I was saying that I was scratching my head as to what Carrick will come with because he's from the same school as Ole and he should have gone with Ole, but he surprised people by dropping Bruno. And yeah, they end up getting a victory. And as people say, he seems to have done a better job than Ole already because he has gotten United into the round of 16. He started Sancho and Van de Beek. Sancho got a goal, final of the mark for United, and people can ease up off the man a bit because he actually got man of the match for United as well. So look at it from that standpoint. What do you made of United performance earlier today?
Yeah, all I can say is when you look at how your team play, basically Valencia having a lot of possession their home, but obviously change a coach. Normally that's why we pick teams that change their coach to win, because what happened is, even though you guys is saying he's from the same school, what I learned Levon is that Carrick can suggest stuff to Ole that he didn't go through with because he's the head coach. You don't know, I don't know, but you don't know if he would have suggested stuff that Ole ignored. So I don't really say from the same perspective, because I doubt Carrick and Ole agree on everything, and sometimes more than likely Ole is going to overrule Carrick. So, but obviously if you mean your club good, you would want Ole out. If I was a Manchester United fan, I would want Ole out, because obviously you're not winning no trophies with this manager. You came from I always say, if you want to know how good a coach is, just look at his record when he's coming back from international breaks. How can he get the team? How can he get the team to function and show a little chemistry? And he failed to do that. He's failing to show chemistry. So start off there. So obviously Carrick had his way. So that starting Van de Beek told you that Carrick and Ole did not agree on a lot of stuff. That's what he told you.
But stick up
That's the
in
first.
Chris. Could it be a case that Carrick is trying to appease the fans, knowing that people have been calling for Van de Beek to start, and he said, "Here what? I'm going to give the man the start because remember that he benched Bruno for Van de Beek. It's not a case like he started Van de Beek with one off the DM, right? So it was more a case of him benching Bruno and starting Van de Beek as the number 10. So when you look at that, could it be said that is a case of appeasement for the fans?
I would have said that. I would have said it's appeasement for the fans because at the end of the day, you want to win the game. That's the first thing foremost. No matter what the fans want to think who should play, you are the person who are in training and you know who's playing good. And I just think that obviously I from my perspective, because it's an opinion, we are not in training. I just think that that is one way, that is one of the changes that he showed us that he doesn't agree with Ole because he went and started. Yes, I heard they said bench Maguire, but he's some of your, that those are some of your better players. Whether they are not playing good or not, they are your better players, and you have to use them. That is what I think. Like if you're behaving like you have better players and they are not playing, that's not the case.
All right,
Those
look
are
at it
your
like
better
this.
players.
I think it probably would have benched Maguire had he been able to play against Chelsea on Sunday. So that is what I'm looking at. That Maguire is out of the game against Chelsea on Sunday, right? Bailly
Yeah.
is more than likely the one that will start. So I'm looking at it and say, hey, what? He knows that Bailly is a glass man, so probably that's the reason why he didn't actually play Bailly ahead of Maguire in this game.
Yeah, and also he went with Sancho. Sancho, I mean, he had good moments in that game, obviously.
Well,
But I think Valencia must have felt hard done that these two games they were
Villarreal,
basically very real. They would have had control of the game basically and just failed to put away chances. But that's what Cristiano Ronaldo give you. Once you give him chances, he's going to get goals. And obviously Bruno is going to come back into the lineup. Van de Beek was last in that game basically. Didn't he wasn't commanding. I don't know if he was nervous or something, but didn't ask for the ball a lot. Basically, didn't do much I didn't see much on the ball. And
true.
Sancho coming to his own. So you should be happy that you get rid of Ole and you stay in the Champions League. That should be the mantra for Manchester United fans. You got rid of a coach that you think you cannot win with, and you still stay in the Champions League.
But what I want to say though is that David De Gea was on point today because Manu Trigueros should have scored for Villarreal twice. He had two opportunities that on any other day those would have been goals. But um, some brilliant saves by David De Gea. I know which one I was impressed by. The shot that the player took and it went through Maguire's leg because you know that these are ones that give keepers trouble at times because they're
They're
hand-sighted.
blindsided.
Yes, so they don't know where it's going. So he was on point to them, and if it wasn't for him, would have beaten once again. And he has
He's
secured
on
again
point today. He's been your best player for
for
the
this
last
season.
5 games that I watch Manchester
No man,
United. What is it?
for this season, he has been the best player, man. I have to
Yeah,
give him
he's
that. Even though personally for me, I want him out. He has been the best because there comes a
yeah.
time where certain players you have to just move them on. And you know, I'm a big Dean in this fan, so I want they out of the club. But he has been United player of the season, and it's good to see that he's actually playing. But Sancho, happy for him again. I mean, this is a player that I have a lot of time for, and I think he'll actually come good. Just like last season, he started off slowly at Dartmouth before he started to get to grips. And hey, here he is, scored a good goal. And as you said, he had his moments in that game because before that, remember he had an opportunity with his left foot that he could have curled home that the keeper
I
actually.
think was a more difficult chance than the one he scored.
Yeah,
No, the one he scored was more
easy. You're saying
difficult
that
than
was
the
easier.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
one was more easier because
yeah,
he could have
easier
just
than one. Yeah.
instantly passed him. This one, he had a lot more to do. But good vision by the team, and I take the win and move on. But as I said, Carrick, I want you out, bro. I don't want to see you Phelan or McKenna at Old Trafford. But if United is going to hire Ernest Valverde, oh, scratch it that again. But your soccer management be saying that if Carrick played DVB over Macfred, then I would believe he share different thought than Holly. Holly always state that Carrick trained the team, so they are the same. And yeah, I know that. He said Carrick and McKenna are the one that actually trained the team. So that's why I said that they share basically the same opinion on things. So In terms of overruling, I don't know. But
Most times that happen though, Levan. No, but like we have different opinions here. Even if we support the same team, we see it from a different angle. I'm telling you, that's how it is. They don't, not because you see the two of them on the sideline, that means they're agreeing on everything. We
yeah,
support the same team, and you say you probably think that Bruno playing good. I probably think that Bruno not playing good. That's how opinions are.
he's not playing good. But you know that it was earlier this evening. Jason Curl, who was in the comments channel earlier, we're discussing. I was saying that you know that he has not been up to standard this season. So I decided that here what I'm just going to look at the stats what he has produced this season. I know that surprisingly, Bruno has 9 goals and 11 assists this season. He has 5 in the Champions League because he has assisted in every game in the Champions League thus far, and he's 3 assists away from equaling the Champions League record of most assists in a season. So even though he has not been playing at his best, he has found a way to actually do things, and it leads me to think that here we have a player, right, that we think that he can give way more. And if he has been producing 20 goal contributions already, then I mean, boy, that means that this player can go way higher and do better things.
Yeah, it's always hard to see that, especially a midfield is doing good when a defense is leaking like that. That's the problem. You're not going to really see the work that your midfielders really do if your defense is leaking goals and you're not winning games. That you don't really see it. It's like you're saying, where's the dividends? Bruno playing good, scoring and assisting, but you're not seeing where work out the United winning games, and that's probably overshadowing his performances. Even though he's not been the same player. But when he came on today, you could tell that he was a live wire and he was trying to make things happen.
True. So now we're going to look forward and move on to our next game where we saw Barcelona in a nil-all draw against Benfica. And now, if I was the coach of Benfica or whosoever in management of Benfica, there's no way Aris Seferovic going back over to Portugal. There's no way I'm letting him go back over because he had the opportunity to knock Barcelona out and he didn't take his opportunity. There's no way you're going to miss one right there. But it goes to show you that, hey, even though Xavi has come in, nothing seems to have changed at Barca much than, yeah, they still dominate possession and that's what they all do. But in terms of how they play and all of that, you don't see much improving with them so far. And Barcelona now face an uphill task because they have to play Bayern in their final Champions League game. Yes, they're leading, they're on 7 points, but guess what? Benfica is home and Benfica will be playing against Dynamo Kiev. Now, when you look at Barcelona, Chris, what do you make of them? Because, boy, they're just in so much turmoil.
Obviously, don't have the quality players like they used to have, so cannot play like they want to be. That's why when Xavi come in, he's looking at getting transfers. That was the big talk when he came in. Which player he's going to get or not going to get? That's because the quality is not there. You could change coach all you want. If the quality of players doesn't change, the player really doesn't change. And that's what's happening with Barcelona. And I think they accept that. Xavi knew that. So once he came in, it's just all phone calls around trying to get players that he thinks has the quality and fits his type of way that he wants to play at Barcelona.
Like Danny
And
Alves.
yeah, that I mean, that's the first step. That's the first step, Levan. You have to get players. Barcelona don't have the quality. People have to accept that. Barcelona is not that Barcelona that we used to. And and I think Xavi accept that. So I think Benfica really think that they are the better team. I thought Benfica was the better team today. Should have beat them and knocked them out, like you said. But such is football. The better team do always win.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I hope that Barcelona get knocked out because you know that we are betting man and pick Barca to score a goal and they couldn't find that goal. So you know I'll stay though, man. Now it's time for them to go home. We're gonna move on and we're going to look at the next game where this group seems to be boy, this group keeps on getting tighter and tighter. I remember when we discussed it a bit here a couple of weeks back and we are saying that any team actually can qualify from this group. We're talking about Group G with Lille, Salzburg, Sevilla, and Wolfsburg. Now, as it stands, Lille are on 8 points. They beat Salzburg by a goal to nil earlier on today. Sevilla beat Wolfsburg by 2 goals to nil, and Wolfsburg is on 5 points, so that is 8-7-6-5. So as it stands in that group, nobody has qualified from it as yet, and anyone can qualify on the final day, as it stands. Now, when I look at this group, Chris, Wolfsburg has been doing decent since the new coach took over from Mark van Bommel. Lille, they seem to be an up and down team. They lost some of their players earlier on after they win the league last season. So they seem to be picking up back their remaining pieces. They have a player from Canada, Jonathan David, that has been excellent so far this season. He has what? I believe is either 15 or 20 goal contributions for both club and country this season already. He has been a marksman for Canada and he's also the marksman for Lille. Now you look at the matchup between both teams, and I mean, I think the final day will see Salzburg facing off against Wolfsburg and then Lille against Sevilla. Which of these two teams you think will make it through?
I favor Lille. I favor Lille to make it through. I think they have the quality. That's why we love the Champions League, basically, because it's a knockout competition. Whether you want it doesn't start from round of 16. The knockout starts from the group stage. Some of the groups are going to be tight, basically, and you're not going to advance, and that's why we like it. So, but I think Lille has enough quality, and will just get right up there. Like I said, the Canadian doing well, and can sneak out some 1-0 victory because they defend really good. Lille.
You know what's surprising though, Chris? Yeah, I'm seeing that. You know that this is actually Lille's first home win in the Champions League over 15 years now. That's poor the boss. And I just pointed out to Jonathan David. It says that David has scored 8 of Lille's last 10 goals and 11 of their last 15 in all competitions. So I mean, otherwise, I mean, it seems like if it doesn't produce, they don't have anyone else to actually score the goals. So boy, that is where a lot of things come into the equation now. Because if team decide that they're going to man mark him out of the games, where do they go from there? And as I said, Sevilla know that they can defend. It's a decent team, and they have
Yeah, they
Sevilla.
defend good.
So if you look at that one now, it's a tough matchup still now, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
All right, next up on the day we saw Malmo and Zenit join. One not much to talk about there. I mean, Zenit is an export team that I dislike. I also bet on them, and they do what else for do. They just mash up one bit. So Zenit don't like on either. So not much to talk about right there. As I mentioned before, Sevilla got a 2-0 victory over Wolfsburg. Good win for them. And we also saw Atalanta disappointing. They had the chance to go clear in second place, and they played against the worst team in the group in Young Boys, and they conceded some late goals. That game ended in a thriller, 3-3 draw. Were you surprised by that result, Chris?
Well, yeah, Atalanta known to score goals, but on the other hand, they give up goals. So I don't think it's much of a surprise. But obviously, they are expected to be young boys. But we know that young boys have pulled off shocking results this season. So basically, Atalanta must be feeling that they should have won this game against young boys. But young boys think they would have done enough and would have shown that they have class this season. So I mean, it's a shock at that. It's a shock. It's not really a big shock, but at this stage, Atalanta would have wanted the win.
I agree. Especially knowing that they have what? Villarreal in the final game in the group. They would have loved to have been ahead of them in the group. But boy, that's how it goes. As I said, it's football. Now, with the final game of today's match day, we saw the reigning, defending, undisputed, the incoming, and the Champions League favorite Chelsea rump into a 4-0 victory over Juventus. And boy, Chelsea youngsters keeps on impressing. I mean, Chalaba scored, Reece James scored, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then you have Timo Werner who put the icing on the cake at the end. Now, Chris, when I look at this Chelsea team, Are they a team that you can say, yes, championship metal showing, and they're a team that can go on to win this title again?
Yes, they are very dangerous because they are made to win knockout games like in the cups like Champions League. They are made for cup games, especially because what happens is once Chelsea score first, you are doomed because they can hit you fast with goals, and you have to if you are pushing for goals, then you are in trouble against a very solid team who can hit you on the break. So Chelsea, although I always said Man City is a favorite, this is a time where I part with Man City because they have failed, 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 failed. I am not a Man City fan. I am analyzing it and I am thinking that Chelsea must be favorite because of how they play and the fact that they beat City in the final, and they have a confidence to know that they can beat City when it comes to a final. So I think Bayern is still the favorite though because Bayern is a very good oil machine, but Chelsea is right up there with Bayern. I don't think it's very far off.
I disagree. Chelsea is the first, second, third, fourth favorites. Chelsea's favorites for all four competition this season. They're going to win the quadruple. I keep on telling their fans, but Chelsea fans are some wimping and they don't like the spotlight on their team, right? But I'm going to tell them that much that they are the team to win everything this season. Champions electing everything. But on a more serious note, although I'm actually serious about that, Chelsea to win everything. Let's look at this. This season, right, Chris? Um, we look at Chelsea defense. Yes, they have been sturdy at the back, hardly conceding, but also they have been scoring. So look at a man like Reece James. So far this season, he has 5 goals and 5 assists. You look at the youngster Trevor Chalobah that they brought into the team as a player that they wanted to have Jules Koundé from Sevilla, never matriculated, so they gave him the opportunity. Since then, he has come in and he has 3 goals in the first team. Next, we have Ben Chilwell. He has 3 goals and an assist. Rudiger, who is the wall, as I keep on telling people that Rudiger is arguably the best defender in the world, but they have otherwise to say. He has 2 goals and 2 assists so far. You look at Marcos Alonso, 1 goal, 1 assist. Thiago Silva, a goal and an assist. And then you have Christensen, a goal. Reason why I brought this up, Chris, is because, over the years, teams that goes on to win titles, the defense also contributes to their attacking output. You look at Liverpool even the season that Liverpool done well because it's your team. You notice that Trent is always up there with assist stats. Andrew Robertson, say likewise. Van Dijk chipping in with goals as well. So it's a case where you're always getting goals from all over. Now, when I look at all this, and as I said, them getting goals from all the defense, isn't it scare times for the rest of teams?
Yeah, obviously when you get that's how they are built though, Chelsea. When you play the 3-5, when you play that formation, that's how you're built. You're made to do good going forward and build strong defensively because you need the two wide players, and then Rudiger going to join at some time. And once they feel as if they have the better of teams, that's where I'm saying once Chelsea is up 1-0, you're basically in trouble because they're going to basically throw it at you if you try to overcome it players, and then you're in big trouble. So I feel confident as if, like I say, I wouldn't have a problem if somebody have them as a favorite because they and Bayern, I think, is on top. So that's why, like I say, they are probably first, second, third, and fourth favorite because they are very strong.
But I see their fans keep on trying to play it down, but we're not favorites or any of these for the league. It's Liverpool and City for Champions League. It's Liverpool and Bayern. Chelsea fans, I hate all you guys react. And I mean, I dislike Chelsea fans. I can't tell you that much. I dislike y'all. You're annoying. The most annoying set right now. So they try to play it down, but it's obvious that they do have the quality. Because the other day, they were without Lukaku, Werner, Mount, and all those guys, and yet still they find a way to beat teams. Over the years, they've proven that teams that have squad depth and also role players are the ones that normally win titles, and that is what they have done. So in the factor and all of that, Chelsea looks good for the quadruple. To be honest, they look good for the quadruple. Antonio, you're a boss man. I don't want to bag a blabber in the comment section. If you want to come forward and have a discussion with me, just reach out and let us send you the link, man. I'll also see Alex Bryan in the comment section talking. Alex Bryan, you're the next one. You love try to take the favorite tags off your team, but I can tell this much: Chelsea are the favorites for everything. I tell you guys on the Facebook page, and you don't believe, so here I am on our platform telling you guys that you guys are the favorites for every single thing. But we're going to move forward now, and we're going to look at the games that are ahead come tomorrow. Now we know that Ajax has already qualified for the Champions League round of 16, and they're playing against a Besiktas side who are, boy, they're awful. They're awful in the league. They're also awful in Europe. Well, look at this one now, Chris. So I said easy win for Ajax, or you think that Besiktas can actually give them some trouble?
Ajax should look to win this one, basically. Like I said, Besiktas not on the best of form, but uh these there's not much into it. Ajax should come win this one comfortable.
Okay. All right. Next up, we see Inter taking on Shakhtar. And when we look at that game, Inter so far they're what, second in the group. They're behind Real Madrid. So far Real Madrid are on 9 points. Inter is on 7. Sheriff is on 6. And Shakhtar was spoke about earlier that they're on 1 point. So as I said, the Ukrainian teams are good in their league, but when it comes down to Europe, they suck. Now, interestingly, I was checking it out today, and the last 3 times are for the past last season and this season. Inter has played against Shakhtar 3 times. They played against in the group stages last year, and also played a game against them this season. On all 3 occasions, the games have ended 0-0. No, in a betting money, the Chris. Would you suggest it's a game that will leave alone and don't pick anything for it?
Yeah, obviously, you don't like to see teams follow that trend. You don't know, it's a tricky game to bet. Those games are tricky to bet on. But I just feel as if Inter come away 1-0 with scores being so low in those games. Obviously, this one can end up different. I don't know. Sometimes I see games like that where teams just have that trend, and then a three all draw probably pop up, a 2-2 draw probably pop up. So, but I think 1-0 should be good enough for Inter to win.
Okay, let's see how it will actually finish. But I just think I'll leave that one alone. I don't like it, so I'll just sit it out. Now we look forward to Sporting against Dartmouth again. These are two teams that they have a chance to qualify. And currently Dartmouth are in second on 6 points. Sporting are third on 6 points as well. Dartmouth is ahead based on head to head because I think that's how they do it in Champions League. I don't think they do it by goal difference. Because if it was goal difference, I mean Sporting would be ahead.
Yeah.
But this one now, Darman away. One thing is guaranteed that Darman is going to concede because once Darman go on the road, they concede. Now, Sporting at home, do you think they can get the victory, Chris?
I always like Portugal teams at home. Um, they seem to get behind their teams at home, Portugal teams. And Dartmouth is not really to be afraid of. Like I said, they are going to give up goals. So I favor Sporting at home.
Okay. I said Michelle and Anthony in the comment section having a party. I can tell you guys, I said what I said. Chelsea fans are the most annoying, and you guys aren't humble and you aren't objective. You guys are also biased. Every fans that support whichever respective team are biased at times. So don't tell me crap about objectivity.
Now you know how Manchester United fans were some years back. Some years back. Those are the words people used to
That, that,
describe
that,
you
that
guys.
won't ever change. But I can tell you that much. Chelsea fans are the most annoying, and when I engage in conversations with them, they just go around circles and they love to try give banter and they can't take banter. That is Chelsea fans. So let's move on. Next up, we'll see Man City taking on PSG. Both teams trying to figure out which team will actually finish at top of the group. As it stands, Man City are currently leading on 9 points, while PSG are in second on 8 points. Both the other teams in the group don't have a chance of qualifying. Now, Man City at home, PSG up and all about. Now, when I look at that, Chris, what are you picking for this one?
It's a very difficult game. Two super team, basically. But PSG just find it hard to click. I don't know. They are not clicking. I think they are finding it. Their games are too close. They are giving up goals one, and they are just not clicking up front that like what I expected because Messi and Neymar would have played before. So I thought it would have been more smooth up front, but it's not like that. But why bookies always favor teams like PSG and Man City, no matter what, is because they have superstars who can pop up with an odd goal.
True, true.
And I favor PSG. I favor PSG.
All right. For this one, I'm
Messi
gonna
like
go
to
with
play
PSG.
against England teams, it seems.
Yeah, and he scored his first goal in the league last
Like
last
to play
weekend.
against
So,
England teams.
boy, it's a tough one, you know. I think both teams will score. This looks like a GG game to me. Looks that way, man. Next up on the calendar, we'll see Atletico Madrid taking on AC Milan. Currently, Liverpool leading that group by far. They have already qualified for the next round. Porto are currently in second on 5 points, Atletico on four, Milan on one. In the reverse fixture, the last time out, Atletico beat Milan at Milan home 2-1. So Milan has nothing to play for than probably a Europa spot. Now, in a factor in this, I know that Liverpool will have Porto at home. Do you think Atletico can get the victory over Milan, Chris?
Yeah, I think Atletico basically know that they have to wrap this one up. I don't think Milan has much to play for, like I say, more than a Europa spot. That will give them some energy to play with, and obviously you have ambition. You don't want to get slaughtered by teams. But Atletico, I think Atletico win this one.
I agree. I'm going for Atletico victory as well because AC Milan is a team that they concede a lot. And look on the weekend. Fiorentina put four past them. So if Fiorentina can put four past them, I mean, Atletico must can naturally do the same. So I'm going with them for the victory. In terms of your game now, you can go in if you want to give in-depth analysis about it. You can go ahead. Liverpool against Porto. This is the team that you always beat up on. When I check the stats, Liverpool has played them like 7 times and you have beaten them 5 times and drawn two. Klopp has faced them 5 times. He has beaten them 4 times by some youth scoreline. Is that just beat? He has rubbed salt in their wounds on 4 occasions and one has drawn. How do you think this one will go in?
I think the coach basically rotate players. I think this is one game that he start the center back,
So,
Kanate. I think yeah, I
Konate.
think yeah, I think he start. I think he start just rotate players. Obviously, looking ahead, managing players. That's what they start to do as Christmas come because December coming with some long fixtures and they're coming very fast and and plenty. So I think rotation is the order of the day tomorrow. But Liverpool still managed to win.
But here's your fellow Liverpool fan Demo saying that Klopp really looked like he won't play the kids, you know. So he's saying that based on what he's been seeing, it seems like Klopp will go out there with the big boys for no reason at all. He already qualified, but as I said, it's teams like not Darwin, I mean Bayern, Liverpool, and those teams, even when they have qualified, they love to make statements. So I feel that they'll go out there against Porto tomorrow and dump them again with Salah and all those guys starting. That's just my opinion, but hopefully, well, hopefully for me, I want all of them to start. You being Liverpool fans, you don't want them to, so let us see how that one go. All right, the final game of the match week. No, well, not the final. We also see Bruges taking on Leipzig. I want to look at that game. Nothing to play for. Let's see this one finishing. Scoreline.
Club Club Brugge. This one probably play out to a draw. Club Brugge, Leipzig. This one probably play out to a draw.
Okay, and the next game now we'll see Sheriff taking on Real Madrid. Real Madrid has the opportunity to qualify automatically. Now, how you see this one finishing? Real Madrid to avenge the defeat that they did at their home.
Yeah, obviously that was a big upsetter. Sheriff comes in too confident and going to get put away. Four is not enough.
All right, boss. Now we're going to move on a bit quickly. If you want to touch on the West Indies, I can touch on it a bit.
West Indies. Yeah, I didn't bother waste my time really. Normally I'm a big cricket fan, you know. I'm first and foremost I'm a cricketer. That's the sport I play. So normally I would stay up and watch West Indies, but not in this series so far. I didn't feel like I should watch this one. But based on what I've been following, rain is the order of the day right now. West Indies, Myers back well, Cornwall back well, and the Silver now is there. I mean, facing a lot of balls, but West Indies look poised to lose this one. I don't think the rain can fall long enough to save them. They look poised to lose this one.
All right. Any other topic on your mind that you want to touch on quickly?
No, man, go ahead.
That one, if you have anything you want to touch on, man, it's your minute as a matter of fact. Your minute to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, well, we talked about Manu already. Obviously a change of coach. I have a question for you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess you guys answered that last night. You want the Ajax coach. You want
All
the
right.
Ajax coach. I guess you got
As it
that's the
as it stand,
only coach I see out there that you want.
all right, as it stand, right? It's either between Ten Hag or Pochettino for me. I was looking at Rogers, but boy, Rogers can stay when they are, man. Apart from Rogers train now, man. So it's between Pochettino and Ten Hag. If I was to make one choice, that would be Ten Hag. But he's reluctant to leave X in the middle of the season. So there seems that there's trying to start with an interim. And as I said at the top of the show, Valverde seems to be the one that they're looking at as an interim. Don't know if he'll take the job, but I see most of the major media reporting it like BBC and those places. So it seems that Valverde will take up the team on an interim basis. Do you agree with it? No. Why? I hate interims. If you can go out and pay a 10 million to get Pochettino out of his contract, go ahead and do that. If you can pay a 10 million to get Ten Hag out of his contract, just go ahead and do that. So um boy, Ten Hag is my firm choice. But
Yeah,
if I get Pochettino, I won't be disappointed either.
I think if you start the preseason from now, it would be good getting a permanent coach. You see, your preseason basically start from now for next season with them,
All right, look at it.
and I think it
Look at
gives
this
them
way,
enough
though,
time.
Chris. I'm looking at it. I'm saying that you have moved on to round of 16 in Champions League. That new permanent manager bounce could actually take them off. I'm not saying they're winning, no, but a new manager comes in, they can take you to that summit. For instance, look at what happened at Chelsea. Lampard was the coach. They get rid of Lampard. Tuchel came in, won the Champions League with them. So I think bringing in a permanent manager right now would be the perfect thing to do. Get him in, see how far he can go in Champions League and secure top four. That's about it. So, boy, I don't trust this board now because probably tomorrow you wake up and say and get Carrick 5-year contract. Just kidding, man. They're not making the same mistake again. I don't think they're that stupid to do that again. But
But I
um,
think they are stupid enough to probably let Carrick go as long as as he
come
take
on,
them.
come on, Chris, do better than that.
Meaning until next season.
No, but they're saying that they is not going to take them until that far. They're going to hire an interim. That's what they said. So Kirk will be at the helm until an interim comes in which that don't make any sense because you're going to have 4 managers in one season. Stupid. But that's United board for you. Um, this is where we're going to call it a night on the show. Short show, but it was spicy somewhat because I kind of get under the skin of these Chelsea fans. They're too much and they're annoying. So I'm not going to stop beating them until they have some senses.
It's
Michelle
their
and
time.
Antonio,
They are on
you
top
can
of the
get up your
league.
feelings, but I'm going to continue to beat you guys. And all the Chelsea fans on Facebook pages, I'm going to continue doing what I do. And Chelsea for the quadruple. That is what is going to happen. Stop taking the favorite tags off yourselves. You're all the favorite for everything. I mean, even for the Chimney Cup, you guys are the favorite. So I don't know what you're talking about. But big up yourself, Chris. Thanks for
Yeah,
passing
man, big
through.
up.
Thanks to all the commenters. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to everyone that is behind the screens that don't comment at night. Um, thanks to producer Dash Carl. Stay tuned, guys. Look forward to more Sports Frenzy shows. We'll be having a show tomorrow. And I see a question from Chanel Elsa further. She's asking if we play FPL. So yes, we all do play FPL. It's interesting and it's entertaining. So most of us actually plays that. So yeah, we do. So until tomorrow, stay safe, guys.